Is she on? She's on. Okay. I don't know. I need to calm down. Hold on. Hi guys, it's your lover, homie, and best friend, Vanity Ligal, and welcome. If you're new, welcome. If you're not new, of course, welcome back. I'm not your best friend by now. I hope to be by the end of the video. If you're new here, this is something we do. If you're not, you know. Go ahead and give me 3 words, 3 of them things, to describe your current mental health. So stop what you're doing. Comment below. Alright, y'all. Hey. Yeah. I convinced my baby that our cat is a superhero. We went to see that Marvel movie, Super Pets. Okay, it's such a cute movie. Loved it. Went to see that, but after that, I told her how our cat be sneaking out with his little friends, and they be going to have dinner and doing stuff, and he is super baby fighting crime. Like, it's so funny because he's such a cool cat. Like, he be playing tag and stuff. He's such a cool little cat. I'm like, yeah, he's a little superhero, and she believes me. Like, she doesn't believe me, but the more I say it, and I'll be like, no, I'm serious. Like, I'm telling you, that's what he does. She believes me, and that's cool. I don't know. I just wanted to say that, but hey y'all, you missed me. Okay, what are we doing today? What are we doing today? What are we talking about today? All right. Trigger warning here. I'm going to be talking about alcohol, relapsing, things like that. So if that is a trigger for you, I'm just letting you know now because there's going to be elements in it that aren't that cute. Cute. So just probably sit this one out if that's the case. So essentially we're going to talk about my alcohol relapse. If you have not, okay, so yeah, okay, just seriously, if it's a trigger for you, talking about it, hearing about anything alcohol abuse, it's not really abusey, but alcohol abuse, alcohol dependency, just anything surrounding that. If that's a trigger for you, I mean, proceed with caution. I don't think it's that heavy, but either proceed with caution or just sit this one out. It'll be okay. Okay? All right. Let's get into it. Before I sit down to actually start the story, first and foremost, I would like to apologize in advance because y'all gonna be tight when you realize how this correlates with the hell date video. When you see how this correlates to the hell date, like why I quit drinking in the first place, put it at the end card. Either way, we're gonna correlate those two. We're gonna link this one to that one. Just follow me. So we're gonna go with the name Dickie. Again, if you've seen the other video, which if you haven't, I'm telling you, I promise. Watching that video first will make this one 10 times better. So we're going with Dickie because if you were there for that story time, that was his name in that one. So we're just gonna stick with yeah. Yep. So Dickie. It's Dickie again. He's back. I don't what are you doing? Okay, so I had to just do that because am I not embarrassed? I should be embarrassed. I really should. Anyways, okay, so here we go. So, if you were here for the first story time about the hell day on why I stopped drinking, you are familiar with Dickie. Dickie's back. Don't be like me. I'd be able to go back to my ex-boyfriend. Yeah, so I don't know that story if I told you that we never talked again or whatever, but we actually ended up dating. How? After y'all hear this, trust me, I know. After y'all watch that story and you come here, and I look, there's a lot of people that done did this. Okay, just double back, just got into some stuff. But when you watch the story, you're gonna be like, why? Do you not love yourself? So yeah, I ended up. That is another story time. So we had an outing that did not go well. We had an outing that I walked out and was like on my P's and Q's, and I was like, if this goes left, this is a sign, God, that this is not what I'm supposed to be doing. And when I tell you, it happened just like that. I was non-confrontational. I was calm. I didn't feed into nothing, and it still went just. So, if you want to hear that story, let me know. Comment below. But this one we're talking about how I relapsed, or not really. But I guess you. Honestly, we be honest here. So I guess that's what it is. But I was never like, diagnosed. I've never been like, I'm not an alcoholic. I've never been an alcoholic or nothing like that. So it's like, it's not really a relapse. Like if I wanted to drink tomorrow, I could, and then it was a conscious choice not to, for the betterment of like myself, self improvement wise. I stopped, and then so yeah, I'm about to tell y'all how. So we broke it pretty much over whatever, and I want to say we got back together a couple months later. Now you can even see it. It's ridiculous. Like if you scroll through my social media, which I was actually happy, like that little break that I had, or that moment that I had, I did a lot of natural things that just helped me, and I fell in love with myself. So this is really a relapse of both the drinking and the relationship. Double back, spun the block, spun the block, spun the block. And honestly, I don't regret it. Like I do, because it's like, why would you? Why would you do that? It's like one of those. It's like that's just not. How are you gonna manage that? Like, what are you doing? So it was like that, but I don't, because trust me, I got a lot more experiences out of it. Got a story, it's taught me a lot about myself in a short amount of time. So all grateful, the turning the pain into purpose. But I just want to share, I'm not perfect. Cause I'm like the person that people come to and think I'm all enlightened and stuff. I don't. Listen. I'm willing to be honest. Really. I'd be like, my stuff messed up, your stuff messed up, yours more messed up than mine more messed up than yours. Okay, at this moment I'm cool. Like, I'm just honest. Just super duper honest with myself. So we get in contact in a way. So we were broken up for maybe a few months, I think. Honestly, maybe 2 months. Not long enough to have drastic change. Well, anything's possible. No, anything is possible. However, usually not a long enough period of time to see like this big change. And there were some like huge changes that needed to be made individually. Um, it's like one of those things where it's like you can have two great people, like intentionally. Like, I don't know. I'm just speaking from, and this is just how I feel. You can have two, say we're just decent people, whatever, but putting the wrong two people together can be like catastrophic. Because honestly, we both were on a self discovery, like was it the beginning? I'm trying to think. Yeah, like we were just getting into this self discovery. Like we were at the same stage of our self discovery, kind of like far removed from things, but needing to make new habits and stuff like that. Like, so we met at that time, and advice right here: when you know you're supposed to be single, or you're supposed to be going through something by yourself, and when there's a moment you just need to do some self improvement, reflection, don't get into a relationship. Cause I wasn't even I wasn't even like, ooh, I'm so lonely. I think it had started to feel so good that one day, I think I was on a trip. I was on a trip and we just spoke, and I really didn't expect nothing out of it. I'm not gonna lie. It was really just one of those things where it's like, okay, this is somebody I did care about. You know what I'm saying? So let me just so red flag number one. Let's just cut the shit. They were very eager to see, like right away, like the day of our first conversation. So moving fast. Like they would say that they understood moving slow and they wanted to move. I'm sorry, y'all. I got bit by a fucking They would say things because again, there were big shifts that needed to be made. And if we had met in a different point in time where we had went through that self-improvement stage or that period of singleness or whatever that we needed to go through, it would have been better. But it's almost like we disrupted that. And you can disrupt that for people. Like, it's not that y'all are bad people. It's not that, ooh, you're just the most terrible person. It's not that. Sometimes it's, I need to be figuring out myself. I need to be loving myself. I need to be taking care of myself. I need to figure out what it is I want, what I need. You know, just from a partner in life, like, I take that those self-discovery moments or whatever. So we kind of interrupted that. As well as we was kind of doing like some spiritual transformations, I think. We definitely interrupted that, and I think it was very enthralling. I don't know what that means, but I feel like that fits. It was just very like, ooh, like I would think whatever the best high you've ever had in your life, I would think that's what that felt like, just when it was first meeting period. But anyways, so back to this time. They moved fast and was like, okay, I want to see you, blah, blah, blah. They was talking to me and they was telling me how they prayed. Oh my gosh. Anytime somebody says that, that's just so odd to me. I don't know. Like, I prayed, God sent me you. I don't know. I just feel, I don't know. Oh, there's something about that that's weird to me. Even if you're religious, just say, oh yeah, God picked you. I just sent you right to me. I don't know. That's weird. And I love me some the creator, okay? But I don't know about that one. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. So I got a bunch of those, you know what I'm saying? And obviously, I'm not really on guard. Like, I'm not on guard. I'm just taking it for what it is. It's not really, I'm not thinking too deep into it. It's like, okay, whatever. Like, when you spin a block, you gotta realize that they may be the exact person that they were before. And in the context of your relationship, you might still be the same person too. Like, maybe y'all are not supposed to be together. Like, it was a learning experience, or you know what I'm saying? I don't know. But anyway, so yeah, we ended up talking. I was, in person and all that stuff, and they was doing their whole spiel of, oh, I miss so much and this and that, and I understand this and blah blah blah, and I did this and I make up this and that. God sent me. I asked God and He answered. Okay, so once we was doing all that, it was a nice night too. That happened, so we walking, talking. Feel nice outside. I'm telling you, it was a nice summer night. Okay, so I'm like, not caring, just enjoying my life. But then I smell something. Y'all smell that? You know what I smell? Alcohol. Okay, so me personally, where I'm at this moment in life, okay, I do not like a non-negotiable, like, and I'm telling you, they could be perfect in every other way. A non-negotiable for me. So listen, a non-negotiable for me is a person with a drug problem. Definitely an alcohol problem is a no. I cannot. I don't care if you was alcoholic for 20 years and you've been sober for 5, 10. I'm good. I'm good on that. I've seen so much ugly come from alcohol. I cannot. Now, I think I can definitely, and to be honest, it might be a trigger for me, just to be around somebody who does it so heavily, or like, yeah, somebody who, because obviously you had to get here, you had to drive, and I know how this person behaves. So when they turn, they get extremely like, like, ooh, like drink, like they get kind of like, like that. It's weird. I don't know what that was. Hopefully you understand the movements, but they get very promisey, like making promises and all this stuff, and just saying the best of love bombing. It gets real love bombing. So and I know this person has a problem. Like, word to me, they have a problem. It's that simple. I don't. God. Man, I was talking to my mom the other day, and I had said something, and she was like, "You cannot say it. You can't say it like that." And I'm like, "Why?" Because I'm not being rude. Like, I'm not being like, you got a problem. I'm not judging. I'm not judging at all, actually. Like 0%, because I don't have to deal with it. I am not you. I don't have to be around you. I'm not chained to you. So it doesn't, it's like, okay, I'm not judging. I'm just saying, like, objectively speaking, from the fruit that it has bared, um, by the chaos that it has caused, you have a problem. Like Dickie has a problem. So, and I think I remember journaling about that prior to, where after the breakup, I was like, okay, doing some self discovery. Like what happened? Why did I get into this relationship? Why did I behave like this? What does their behavior say? What could I have done to make it better? Trying to, going through the breakup process. Like, okay, so, just doing that self, not really dating. I might have entertained somebody verbally kind of, but it was like very light surface level. But other than that, wasn't really dating. I started getting into my bed, recording, doing, you know what I'm saying, other stuff, really falling in love with myself. So they have a problem. And I just remember journaling, and I don't remember it vividly. I have so many, oh my gosh, I have so many journals. One day my journals are going to be worth a lot. Mark my words there. I went back and it said, oh no, I didn't go back, but it was some time before that. And it was talking about, hey, realistically speaking, non-judgmentally, because my relationship with alcohol is not very healthy either. It's not to the point where you're an alcoholic or you're a, you had to, it's not that. It's not dependent. I'm fine, right? But it was still not healthy. It just wasn't a healthy relationship. It was like using it as a tool when that is something that should not be used as a tool. It wasn't like I have to have it. Oh no. It was literally like it was very weird. I'll kind of tell y'all. Trust me, I got a lot of stories from just being intoxicated. I'm so happy to be where I'm at right now. Again, things happen because obviously I relapse. I don't like that. I am obviously telling you a story about how I started drinking after I told you I quit before. Listen, I'm kind to myself. I honor myself, so I'm not ashamed. Like, it happened. It was like I said, I think in that video, what did I say? Maybe a 98% chance, but that 2 or 1% came in real strong. This is just a testament to the company that you keep. But like I said, I journaled about it and I was like, okay, really, without being worried all the time and having anxiety and all that stuff, can you really accept being with someone that drinks heavily? Being with someone that behavior and attitude switch so much in general, and then when they're drunk, and then you can't talk to them when they're drunk and they don't remember that, is insane. Like, be real. Like, be for real. Are you gonna be able to deal with that without becoming fucking what Jordan Peterson be saying, homicidal or suicidal? Jeez. Like, seriously, is this really the foundation you want? You're responsible for yourself and for someone else. Like, do you really want to deal with that? Like, would you be okay with that? Like, could you date somebody that even is recovering, or are you always going to be scared and anxious and all that stuff? Does the person that you date need to not drink at all? Or can they be a social drinker? Is it an every now and then? So I went through that, like dug into that a little deeper, because I'm trying to honor myself more, where it's like, yeah, these are things you want. You might want to be with this person because you've already formed an attachment, or you might, yeah. It's honestly no good reason for that, honestly. But yeah, I realized that anybody with any type of drug problem, I don't care if you smoke too much marijuana, if it's goddamn you pop too many perks, which if you a pill, just pass me. Don't even come. If you a pill head, again, no judgment, but you gotta pass me. I'm my days of pouring myself into broken people is over. If I do it, it's gonna be and I'm fine. So my daughter's not gonna be broken, but God forbid, that if I need to pour into that, then I can do that. Pour into her. If it's because that's something to do with my purpose, it's pouring into broken people that, helping people that have been through things and trauma and stuff like that, then yeah. But my intimate relationships, no. I need you to come aware and healing. But that's just my non-negotiable. that I got off track. I know you got back. Yeah, I got off track. So yeah, I'm like, what's that? I'm like, you been drinking? And he's like, no, I've been drinking 3 weeks. And I'm like, mind you, this person might be a manipulator, narcissist. I don't listen. I ain't trying to label nobody, but I'm like, okay. I'm like, really? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, okay. Now, again, I'm telling y'all, I know the expressions and the way they start moving when they're turned. Not tipsy, which they don't do tipsy because they don't have a healthy relationship with it. But I can tell the difference. Their face, listen to me. I don't know if this happens to everybody, but their face shows it. Like when they're turned like that, especially because again it's unhealthy, it's back to back to back. They get really bulgy in the eyes, their face is like puffy, like it's holding a lot of water. Whereas when they're not, because they're definitely going, I'm not, because I don't want them to, I'm really not judging, I promise. But I'm just trying to really paint this picture for y'all. So, and when they're not, they're opposite. They don't look bloated. They look alive in the eyes. They don't look flushed. They don't look bloated and tired and just, So I knew. In the back of my mind, I always knew. But I think I wanted to believe that they at least had a handle on it. And again, that attachment was like, okay, maybe we'll see. But I honestly, in my mind at the time, I wasn't banking on it. I was like, I don't really care. Like, I'm honestly good either way. But again, interrupting my singleness or my self growth or whatever. So yeah, I knew it. In the back of my mind, I knew it. Because I'm not stupid. I'm not dumb. I'm not dumb. I'm not stupid. So they kept saying it, whatever. Y'all not gonna tell me sex is not powerful, because why you do that? Because that's always been fine. So it's like, okay, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Didn't get me stuck, but it happened so fast, y'all. I can't even like the pattern that I've seen with us, and it's like, pattern, how many times you what? And you're trying to help us? Yes, because I go through it, and I'm always good. And I bet you I'm not gonna go through the bullshit. No, let me even not say that. Trust me, yeah, because I have the experience. But yeah, it moved fast. Like we have that tendency, even when we take breaks, like whatever. Honestly, we take breaks or whatever, or you have your little moments and stuff like that. Once we get back cool, it's literally like a roller coaster. Or it might be like love bombing in this, or it just doesn't. We are two people. We are so peculiarly alike that it doesn't work. Like we are, like if you would separate us into just here and here, what we are to our people and how we are viewed by our people, how we are creatively, mental health-ish, or kind of how we view things too sometimes when it comes to intellectual things. Like we're so peculiarly alike. Like we're so like peculiarly like we can, from our thoughts on investing to our thoughts on culture things, and just we're very like, it's very weird. We're peculiarly like, especially, and we're alike on the things that would usually make people kind of unique. So it's very weird. I don't know how to explain it, but so you would think it works, but it's odd. So it started to move really fast. Yeah, so we fall into that same pattern, right? So here we go. Here's how I'm gonna tell y'all. Here we go. How I started drinking again. Because y'all not gonna keep, we're not gonna keep saying relapse. I can't do it. So it started with little stuff, just being around him. Like, I don't think he assumed that I had stopped drinking. I just stopped doing it. It started just little, like them drinking every day. Drinking every day, damn near all day. And me not. But we be having listen, I keep saying we, like present tense, but we have so much fun. Like, maybe if we were friends, but we have a lot of fun. And then we have a lot of fun. So it's like, okay, too much fun, I guess. Too much. Because yeah, it started like that, where it was just, and that's why I'm like, the company you keep is really important too, because I literally had no desire. Like, between the time that we were not together or dating, talking, whatever, I had went out, the whole family was drinking. I had been out with sports stuff, people drinking. Like, I had been out and been around alcohol and stuff. I just had no desire, like, at all to do it. It just didn't, I couldn't justify it. So we get around each other, and I'm telling you, it was a while before I even, you know, but like started drinking it. So it was every day, all day. And this is a negative trait of mine, and it sounds like, are you being peer pressured? So no, I'm not gonna say that because that sounds weird. But it was just there all the time. So it was just like, okay, whatever. So it just started little by little, where he was really like in the honeymoon phase, which I hate. I hate the honeymoon phase. And I'm listening. I need to do a video about that. I hate the honeymoon phase. No, I actually almost. Okay. Hold on. Anyways, the honeymoon phase. Trash. Garbage. Hate it. Despise it. Blah, blah, blah. But, so yeah, so we're in that phase. So he's, paying himself, doing the days, being nice, being just, you feel me? Like, honeymooning. So in that phase or whatever, and everything's cute and little problems, don't see no problems. Oh baby, stepped on my foot, and then oh baby, oh just put this back. The honeymoon phase. So it's literally like just restarting over and over again. It's exhausting. Let it go the first time and learn a lesson. The only reason why I really don't feel bad is because I'm still in love with myself, and I got even more self stuff out of it. So I don't know. I'm feeling like maybe it was meant to happen, and because it showed me why I was doing what I was doing before we got back together. It showed me what I needed to fix about myself and work on, but I don't need to keep learning the same lesson. So I think I'm cool with that. But yeah, so it was just always there. Like, so we're just having fun, honeymoon phase. So after just being there for a while, he offered. It was very odd. It was almost like, okay, he told me, no, you haven't been drinking. And then, red flag for me too. And I knew, that's why I'm like not really saying red flags, because I knew what the fuck was going on, for real. So maybe the next day, yeah, even the next day, like, liquor store, hold on. I just asked you a day or two ago, did you smell like liquor? And you like, no, I haven't drank in 3 weeks, which you're essentially, this ain't really adding up to me. That don't make sense. That doesn't make sense. It just doesn't, it's not lining up, sir. Explain. Yeah, but they did end up telling me that the reason that so they lied. Let's start there. They lied. And for that, they're a piece of shit. But they lied because they took away my choice. And the reason why I can say they took away my choice is because the reasoning for lying is because they said they did not want me to not take what he was saying serious. He didn't want me to write it off. Why? Because there's a history of you saying things when you're turned, or you being turned so much that, I don't know, but you being turned and saying things you don't remember or don't mean, making commitments and taking up responsibilities and stuff. And that's not the space I was in. Because when he saw me, he was really like, you look really happy. And I'm like, yeah, I'm in love with myself now. I don't know. Thank you for what you did. I still learn to be in love with myself, but you know what I'm saying? I love myself. Sometimes I'll be annoyed with myself, like, girl, please. But I'm in love with myself for sure. So pretty much they took my choice away from me. They knew that there was a possibility that I would decline any advancement if I knew that they hadn't stopped drinking. Although I don't think that was a conversation we had, because when we broke up, the breakup we had, there was no getting back together. But you prayed for me, right? So, and respectfully, it would have been better for him to just say, which I'm thinking, tell me if I'm wrong. It would have been much better for them to just say, yes, I did have something to drink. And I know that I tend to forget, or you tend to not trust what I'm saying, but I want you to understand that I'm coherent of what I'm saying to you, and blah blah blah. And they at least gave me the choice to either not have the conversation while your turn, or just decline altogether. You took the choice away from me because you knew there was a chance that I was gonna be like, nope. Because, oh wow, was I dating a monster? No, he's not a monster. I wouldn't say a monster. That's kind of far. But definitely, probably some manipulating tendencies, even if it's subconscious. I don't know, but yeah, my choice was taken away from me. It really was. I found it out later, and I just feel like everything was it was just like, wow. And it just further confirmed things for me. But yeah, so they took my choice away from me. They said, because I'm not here to regulate, you could have came back and told me like, hey, I got it under control, boom, boom. And I am allowed to then make a choice. I don't know. That's really annoying to me. Like, that you took that choice away from me, because I would not have dealt with it. I'm not gonna lie. Dickie would have had to give me, after that hell date that made me stop drinking, again, go watch that. They would have had to have a hell of a reason why drinking would be a part of their life at all. Because it does not make sense. And if y'all think that story, I ended up dating them after that. So imagine that, but then we were in a relationship. It wasn't nothing like crazy. Like, there was no like physical, it was nothing like that. But the mental and the exhaustion and the dealing with somebody that has that kind of problem, again, I have definitely had my time periods where I was a tyrant because of alcohol. So I know. But just because I know and I can empathize with it doesn't mean I should put myself in that predicament either. Because then it brings out parts of my shadow self. Again, not blaming. That's me. I can choose who I'm in relationship with. So, but anyways, we would be around each other, and it was just drinking every day. So that I'm like,
that's suspicious.
that's weird. Like, you haven't drank in 3 weeks. Actually, were you drinking a day or two ago? And you said no, but now you're buying bottles. I knew what was going on. It was just, I think, a slither of me that wanted to see a miracle happen. Not even just, oh, I want you to change for me. It was literally, I wanted to be a joke. I wanted it to be a crazy, like spin. Like, listen, I turned everything into a story. So I was like, I would love to see that twist. But he might have told me the truth then and be like, yeah, I did lie to you that night. And, I'm very sorry for that. And then going forward, he never had a problem with alcohol again. So at that point, then he will offer it to me again. I never made it clear, like, hey, I'm not drinking. I just wasn't drinking. Or I think I probably did. I did. No, I did. I told him, like, I haven't drank since we were together. So yeah. So they knew, and they used to call themselves a narcissist, and I'm starting to see it just because of the simple fact that, like, either that or you just didn't care. Like, I don't know, because it's like, why would you want to interrupt that? And knowing our relationship, and he's aware of my relationship with alcohol and his, and I said, why would you even want me to do that? So I kept telling him, but things would happen. So he offered to me. I didn't take it. I did not take it, like, leading up to all those days. It was when we went on 2 dates where it happened, but we went out on a date. We went to Ponce or whatever and went to a Mexican place to survive, because I love Mexican food. And we end up getting shot. So what'll happen is I don't order the drink. He orders it, and I'll be like, no, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, really, I'm good. He's one of those people that really are like, you have to drink when you go out. You have to drink outside. I don't know. So he's like ordering a drink for me. I'm like, no, for real. And he's like, no, it's okay. Like, he believes, like, you don't believe this. This is just an excuse for him to be more comfortable with something that he knows is not okay. So, like, I'm not dumb. He's like, oh, like, trying to make it seem like he's trying to help me learn restraint. Like, no, you don't have a problem. I know that, nigga. I know that. So it's kind of like they trying to flip it on me. He was manipulative. Anyways, trying to flip it like, no, you don't have a problem. You can't drink a little bit. Like, it's almost like, oh, you don't have self control. Like, okay, how about I mean, should I just do a little crack? Should I just do a little meth? Like, and it'd be like, I have self control. Like, no, when something is proven to not work for you, even if it's not, just because it's not causing pain doesn't mean it's beneficial. It could just be there in the way. Like, it's just not beneficial. It doesn't help. It does nothing. There's other things you can do. It does nothing. So I give into it. They get there because he's already turned and upsetting him when he turned and he'll cry or get mad. I don't know. It's just, I'm like, oh, why am I here? Like, why am I dealing with this? Like, this is obnoxious. So yeah, that happened. And so I did drink a little bit and I felt so, it was a lot. I got turned off with like one shot, two shots. It didn't feel good. We went to another restaurant on a different day and I drank there too. So I still wasn't drinking. Like, I was not drinking daily. I drank those 2 times. Like, I wasn't drinking at home with no bottles, with no, none of that. It was really when we went out. Like, only when we went out. I was like, I'm definitely knowing I'm not doing it in my house. If you want to listen, whatever. So we go to the movies. And this time, I do give in to the partake of a bottle. Meaning, instead of going to sit down at a restaurant, having a drink or a shot, I was drinking a bottle. Boom, boom, Lyft, Uber, be safe. Go to the movies, you feel me? We get there, me and Dickie. But this time, it's me. Why? I've overdone it. I overdid it, as I tend to do. I am okay, and I can be honest about it. Because again, like I said, it's not something that's like, oh, I need to have it here. It's just when I start, and I don't know if it's out of habit or what it is, but it's like, I thought the people at the movies was getting sassy. It was just not, it was not it. Like, it was not it. And I felt like I damn near, like, I don't like the lack of control I feel being that term. It's scary. So yeah, that happened. And then I remember the next day, I hit him up like, I can't do this. Like, if we're gonna do this, don't offer me. I'm not telling you you need to father me, mother me, or like be responsible for, what I'm saying, making sure I stay on the straight and narrow. But as my partner or whatever, I need you to understand, don't offer me nothing. Don't, not when we go out, not when you got it, don't bring it up, none of that. Like, seriously. Or we have to do this now because it doesn't do you, that's your thing, I guess. And I believe in choice. People are gonna do what they want and then I can choose to remove myself or not. But I'm like, don't offer it to me. I don't like feeling embarrassed. I don't like not remembering parts of what happened or just not being 100%. I don't like that. So he was graceful though. He was like, yeah, I can see. He was like, yeah, I did. It was almost like you had to see me act over the top or extra for you to realize, hey, she doesn't need to know. Just trust my word in the beginning. That's somebody not wanting to drink is a very positive thing. There's no way you can make that negative. There's no way you can make that negative. Why you don't want to drink? There's nothing they can say to you that makes it where you would be like, okay, you need to get over your fear and try some alcohol. Like, there's in no instance. If it is, y'all comment below, tell me. But that sounds crazy. So we agreed on that, which stuck to. After that day, I didn't drink again. On says probably the second week of us. Yeah, I let it go. But yeah, so the conversation happened. I'm like, just leave me out of it. Like, I don't want no parts in it. That's your thing. You saying you got it under control. But even just during that time where they were drinking every day or just a lot and all that stuff, it was annoying. Emotionally, it was extremely taxing because it was like, I have to babysit you. I don't want to do that. I don't want to be responsible for you in that way. And I did have the conversation with them, like, I'm in a spot in my life where purpose is important. All this stuff is important. I'm trying to break bad habits, build good habits, live a good, nice, healthy, like, non-trauma filled life. Like, bro, I'm trying not to re-traumatize myself. I don't need this. Like, I don't want to be. At the time, like, I really don't want to be responsible. So it just resulted in where he wasn't really like an angry drunk or nothing. Like, well, this time around, it wasn't like you're bad drunk. It was just you're inconveniencing. inconsiderate your, like, how do we function? Like, how am I supposed to build anything, partner? How am I supposed to build anything with a person who's never in their full mind? How? How? And then the excuse for everything is, I was drunk, so you weren't in your right mind. You don't remember, you forgot. Now, whether you're using it as an excuse or whether it's true, you shouldn't want to live like that. Like, you can't maintain any healthy relationships when you are out and when you're going through that. It's hard, very hard. And actually, no, stop. Because even when I was in my modes where I was just wilding, yeah, it's hard to have healthy relationships. It's hard. I think I might have had one or two. So I had something, but it's very hard to have them, and you damn near will destroy all of them. So it's like, okay, you got a choice, bro. So it's either you're gonna keep drinking and blaming it on that, or you're going to realize, hey, this ain't my thing. This is not something I need to partake in. Look at the fruit that it's bearing. Look at your tree of alcohol and the fruit that it's bearing. It's not for you. And that's okay. Like, that's really okay. So it started to just become that, where it was like it was one day, I was goddamn, we had talked and they asked me like about my day and what I was doing and stuff. And I went down this whole list of things I need to do and get done and blah blah blah. I saw them later that day. They were so stuck on me cooking. Like, it was so inconsiderate, where I'm like, I will do it. I will definitely do it. I will figure it out. Like, but don't rush me. Otherwise, just go get food from somewhere. Like, don't do that. It was just like a complete disregard for the things that I had and had to do. And I don't know if it's because we're always in this cycle of everything's fun, and they're all they're drinking so that they don't believe that I have things to do, which that's insane because I'm a parent, but which right there, you should be ashamed of yourself. Pick better people, which is why I did. Just saying. But yeah, it was just a disregard for, like, hey, if I'm telling you I need to figure out this over here to make sure this LLC is right, or I need to organize, or I need to figure out, it could be even just something simple. I need to make sure I wash clothes, organize my cabinets. I don't care. It could be simple things. Just the fact that you're okay with interrupting. It's like you always need to be entertained. I'm not doing it. What am I, a fucking clown? Obviously. That might have been, yeah, clownish, obviously, because what? So it turned into a sense, I'm not gonna lie, it turned into a sense of disgust. We've had a lot of grace with each other in the past, but it's like one of those things where it's like, it's not no more room for fuck ups. And that sucks when it's like, it's no more room for you to do things because so much has been done in such a short amount of time, and it's like repetitive, that it would have just been better to have met in a better spot. Like, the next day I was so exhausted from that just gotta entertain you and do this, and you hungry, I'm trying to do stuff, you know what I'm saying? It exhausted me so bad. The next day I was just like, I can't. You drink is a no for me. Like, that is a no for me. And again, I should have known too, because they would go to their car and pour it in their car. They don't think I know this, so they're gonna see it. They're gonna see this. They're gonna see it. They subscribe. They're gonna see it. They was thinking their car. I knew. I was like, okay. I think I really needed to read the situation over again, and that might have been me trying to really solidify it for myself. Although I knew, and trusting myself, because I walked into it like, this can be like, I knew the risk that I was taking. I knew the probability, but so they're gonna see this. And yeah, they were put in the car. Or after I had that conversation, I was like, I can't do it. I was like, I cannot. I don't know what you need to do. And they would always make excuses. Like, I'm like, yeah, you were like, I don't know. I'll just tell them something that they did. Like, I'll be like, you were doing too much. You'd be like, no. He'd be like, no, I remember what I was. I don't give a fuck what you remember. You was doing too much. You have a problem. You have a problem. It's that simple. Now, how you resolve that problem is not my problem. How you resolve the problem, I'm not saying, oh, it's the worst person, Dick's the worst person ever. Oh my gosh. That's not the first person to have a alcohol problem. I just said I had a bad relationship with it. I really think I realized it was a problem again. Because I really want to reiterate that I'm not judging It's just the truth is the truth. And it's like, it's just not your thing, bruh. It's just not. You shouldn't even want to do it. Your memory's fucked up. Your life is not bearing good fruit when you do it. It's a fucking disaster. It's a catastrophe. Like, the proof is like, right there. Like, it's there. The proof is abundant. And then it turned into a bunch of BS because they make a lot of promises when they're turned. And they are turned 70. Shit. Well, when they stop, they're turned 90% of the time. Like, so we're just never gonna be able to have conversations or solidify anything or have a foundation, or it's gonna be a fucked up foundation because you're gonna be able to throw out there again whether it's true or not. Oh, I was turned. I don't have time for that. I really don't have time for that. It just became a thing where it was like, okay, you're doing these self things, this is that, but you're still self sabotaging. Again, I see what alcohol does. I'm not saying that the person is not shitty. I don't know, but maybe they are, maybe not. I don't know, but I'm not saying that they don't have other things they need to work on. But what I can say is alcohol either masks it or intensifies it. And again, them making promises I can't trust. How do I trust somebody who can't keep their word? But it is due to alcohol. So then I gotta hope that either you somehow get a handle on it, or hope that you don't, get a handle on it to where you can remember, or hope that you just have this revelation and just stop. No, I'm good. You got it. I'm telling you, you got it. When I say you got it, like, I'm sorry, I cannot sit, because that, I refuse to re-traumatize myself. I refuse. I can't do it. I got too much stuff to do, and just life is life anyway. And as much as like you want to go back, man, why? And I'm saying this to someone because I know somebody can relate, whether it's because of the sex or you not wanting to be alone. That's a red flag for self. When you are so afraid to be by yourself is when you need to be by yourself most. Or you at least need to surround yourself around good, supportive people. Be honest with yourself that you don't like yourself, or you're a terrible person, or you have some ugly traits, or you really don't want to be by yourself. Like, and that's a problem. Obviously you need balance. Like, obviously, but if you're so afraid to be alone, or you're so afraid to set boundaries, or you're so afraid to demand respect and stuff like that, that's a red flag for self. I know, cause I've been there. Cause it's the second time I was dating, like it was like, obviously I really feelings weren't really hurt, but it was like I was upset about certain things. I'm like, how? But then I stopped and got out my feelings, and I was like, come on now, bro. Think of the pattern before. Yeah, y'all had a conversation and said it was gonna be different and stuff, but y'all didn't take it slow. Y'all didn't actually. You didn't ask for a plan or nothing. You knew from the day that they popped back up. I'm just starting to lose my voice. You knew from the day that they popped back up that they were still drinking. And I think I probably learned the answer to my journal entry in that last experience with I can't be with somebody who's a heavy drinker or has a unhealthy relationship with it. My partners, I'm gonna need to know why you drink. If you drink, cool. Why? Unwind. You don't have no other ways? No, I'm playing. Like, honestly, like, some people, I really believe there's some people that can. There are some people that drink and don't have an unhealthy relationship, don't become. Like my mom. I know people that drink once a year, twice a year, might have a glass of wine every other night. There's some people that might have a glass of wine every night, but then can stop. I'm not gonna, although I do think alcohol is a very big. It's not. Listen. It's not. It ain't it. This is poison. It's poison. I mean, I guess they do studies on red wine and stuff like that, which that's what I ended up doing. I stopped drinking liquor, except for this last time. I tried to stop drinking liquor a long time ago. It's like red wine, but it's still like, is it necessary? There's nowhere you can get those. No other place you can get those nutrients and what they call it? Antioxidants. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I don't know. Yes, I'm not gonna vilify it. I just got that answer that I cannot, for myself, for my spirit, for my mental. I don't feel like I would be able to be my best self, the self that I really want to be, if I was dating or partnered with a heavy drinker. I can't do it. My history with it, outside of myself, what I've seen it do to relationships, how I've seen it run through families, and just my personal experience, I just can't do it. I can't do it. I know what it does eventually. There's no heavy drinker that doesn't have the life's most embarrassing fucking life stories. Like, just dumb shit. I can't do it. But that's, again, that's any drug. I don't really want to date nobody. I've dated people who smoke weed or marijuana or whatever. But you do that shit too much all day, or not within, like, what are you doing? No. Anything where you gotta be out of your mind all the time, no. I'm good. I'm a pass. I'm a hard pass with lots of love and kindness. And that's why we need different types of people, though. And honestly, don't have a super chaotic relationship. Like, who is that? And then, again, I only know of the image that they provide. What is it? Dax and Kristen Bell, like that. And looking at the dynamic, and with him, because the dynamic that they show is that he has a problem, and maybe one day he'll never have a problem. He can, and I'm saying this lightly because I've watched stuff about it, but so just don't. I mean, definitely fact check me for sure, but don't beat me up too bad if I get this kind of screwy. He has his issues. You know, he can be sober for long periods of time, 20 years, and then relapse or whatever. And his wife is there. I mean, I don't know what they go through behind closed doors or what they perceive. Seems like she really loves him and stuff, and he still has that respect for her. They seem like they think very highly of each other, and she's just able to go through that process. Everybody deserves, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? It just I can't do it. I can't. Because then it'll drive me insane. And that's kind of what it started to do. It was like, you're making these promises. Okay, wait, you returned. No, you weren't returned. Okay, you said it. You said this because you thought it was going to make me happy, or you thought this and that, and because God ordained this. If God ordained it, he don't need your help by lying. He doesn't need you to contort things and stuff to help him fulfill his, and I say his very loosely. His, her, I say her, his very loosely when I speak of God, so the creator, you know. I don't think he need no assistance. I don't think he needs you to contort and lie and bend, and I don't think he needs you to do that to fulfill his purpose. If it was of God, because I don't think people be really understanding what it is to claim that something came from the creator, your creator. Like, then that means that truth. I don't think he need help, bruh. So I say all that actually with love and compassion. That felt amazing for me to finally talk about, because I don't feel angry toward the person nor pity. Like, I honestly feel like it is at a point, I've been around them now, whether it's something, a mental thing, alcohol thing, or a abuse thing, whether they're a narcissist, whatever. I really don't care. I honestly don't care, because I always come out of stuff better, bro. It answered that journal entry for me, though. It's a beautiful thing how things come full circle. Like, it really answered for me. Like, no, you were doing what you were supposed to do. You weren't lonely. Those are normal feelings. You got right into it to make sure. Trust yourself. Like, it just showed me, like, yeah, I know that I cannot do that. I can't be the wings for somebody that has, like, a drug. And I hope I never have that. I hope I never, you know what I'm saying? Because there's people that don't do it on purpose. There's people that they handbrake, and then they get put on painkillers, and they're addicted because life happened. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying I would not ever see it through, but if I meet you at this time, because that's like something that develops later. That's not solely your fault, you know. But if I meet you in real time and you have an alcohol problem, weed problem, drug problem, pill problem, goddamn, I can't do it. It's just like, I'm a huge advocate for mental health, obviously. and I've had my mental stuff, but I'm not gonna lie, I can be so fearful of people. Like, I empathize so much, but again, like I said, I know I'll just dump myself right into somebody. That's just how I do it. So it's like, instead of running away from that part of myself, one, I'm trying to figure out why I do that, but I'm also being nice to myself. And who says that that's the wrong thing to do? It's just doing it with the right people. Don't I don't want to dump into any more people that are, not available to me, or have these deep rooted things that they need to get to, or I'm choosing not to do that. I know for a fact. I mean, I'm choosing not to do anything right now. I'm chilling right now. But when and if I, am ready to, do my thing, I don't want to deal with that. I honestly and truly, I don't want to deal with that. I'm very grateful for my experiences, because I get on here and I talk about these things. I don't want to cry, and it's not painful when I talk about it, because these are things that I kind of come to. I kind of usually have things resolved before I get on this camera and just start talking. So, like, I've seen it through, my boy. So with that, but they're pain objectively, they're painful. Sometimes I have to look at myself outside of myself. Like, if you were your own best friend, what would you tell yourself? If you were your mom, how would you feel seeing you go through these things or whatever? If you were your child, see this through your child's eyes. Like, I really have to do that with myself. So I come on here because it's therapeutic for me, and I know there's people that can relate to some part of it, even if it's not the whole thing. Or there's going to be some people that take wisdom from it and don't need to go through it. Because if I can stop you from going through it, preventative measures. But you have so much love and compassion for the person. And again, it's not even in a pity way, because they're not dumb. And again, I can't tell somebody how to live their life or where to be at in their life. I can't tell nobody when to heal. I can't tell nobody when to deal with their trauma. Those things are serious things. Like, of course, it's like sooner than later, but I know how this works. I know how this internal stuff works. I'm not rushing nobody's process. But just because you gotta go through your process doesn't mean that I have to stay around while you're going through it. Especially not if it's gonna be to my detriment. Because then that's where resentment comes in, where we could just be cool and I can support you in the way that I can't. There's very big expectations and responsibilities when it comes to telling somebody you want to be their partner. Y'all need to stop making verbal commitments with people because they matter, and having all these ties with different people, making all these commitments and taking on these responsibilities verbally, and y'all think that verbal stuff don't matter. That's insane. Like, stop doing that. Y'all making ties where y'all can't fulfill these things. Be honest with yourself. Like, it is what it is. So yeah, that actually just helped me. So please be gentle on me when I post this, because I'm gonna need it. But I actually came to a couple realizations while filming this right now, because I'm like, oh, that is what that is. Because sometimes you really have to get it out, talk it out. And for some reason, I don't really feel like my therapist. This is crazy though. Like, I'm looking at it, I really feel like I'm in therapy right now. Yeah, that's where I'm at life right now. I love that for me. So thank you, lover, homie, and best friends, for being my therapist. I love you. Okay, gangies. Okay, so that's pretty much it. If you didn't put it together because you didn't watch last video, or you just didn't put it together, Dickie from, oh, you know what? No, actually, I'm not telling you, because by the time we got to the end of this video, the story time's over. I don't know if y'all know that, but the story time's over. If you don't understand how the hell date that made me quit drinking correlates to this one and why it's so crazy, then yeah, I don't know what to tell you. Go watch that video. Like, I'm not gonna tell you how it correlates, because I was about to say, like, if you didn't know, if you got to the end, no, because the people that know, that means that you tapped in. And so yeah, if you don't know, go find out. All right, babies. All right, so that's it for me, y'all. Remember, you create your own narrative. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, share. Until next time, bye, best.